This program was produced for broadcast by the Clark County School District.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Clark County School District's annual Clark County Spelling Bee. I'm Bob Amblad, your host, and we welcome you to this live telecast of a traditional spelling bee. Tonight, there are 15 top spellers from the 6th, 7th, and 8th grades from throughout Clark County who will be competing for the county championship, and we'll be crowning a champion in each of those grades. They've already competed at a school-level contest in their schools with a 25-word written test. They survived a 40-word written test at the zone level, and now our 15 finalists are here for the right to be the county champion and move on to the state contest next month, and then from there, possibly one of our winners will be a state winner and will go on to the National Spelling Bee held in Washington, D.C. in late May. On behalf of the Board of School Trustees of the Clark County School District, it is my pleasure and honor to welcome you, and of course on behalf of Dr. Brian Cram, our superintendent, we hope that you'll enjoy this evening's presentation of some very fine students who are going to be struggling with what I think you'll discover are some pretty interesting words. We'd like you to meet three people, however, before we do that, and that would be our judges who are working with us tonight. Our first judge is Mr. Larry Mason. We want to welcome you to the program, Larry. He's president of the Board of School Trustees, was a state judge last year at the State Spelling Bee, and is currently the Dean for Community and Outreach Services at the Community College of Southern Nevada. Is that pretty much close to what the name of that organization is? Anyway, Larry, we want to welcome you to the program, and thank you for being here. Next to Mr. Mason is Ms. Josette Yeager. She is with the Federal Programs Department here at the school district and is the former English Department Chairman at Votech High School and has been with us for more years than either of us will count. But it was back when I had hair and the rest of them didn't have the gray hair. But Josette, we appreciate your being with us again this year. Let's have a nice hand for her, please. And then next to them is Mr. Jacob Dunn, and Jacob is a sophomore at Green Valley High School. He's earned his way to the judges' table by having been a former county champion. He was a 6th grade county champion back in 1992, and then a county finalist again in 1993 and 1994. Currently, he's an honor roll student at Green Valley High School, a member of the varsity band, and participates on the track team. So let's welcome former champion Jacob Dunn. Jacob Dunn, thank you for being here. In addition, for the pride of having been crowned the champion speller for their grade, the students are working for $200 savings bonds for the winners and $100 savings bonds for the runners-up. These are provided by the Elks Lodge of Las Vegas, number 1468, Nevada Power Company, Primerit Savings Banks, and the Las Vegas JCs. Jostens, the trophies, uniforms, and class rings people, are also providing some additional prizes, gift certificates for music for each of our winners. So we want to thank those participants for, again, giving of some money and some way of honoring our students. Let's meet our 7th graders. We have Julianne Raquel. Julianne is a 7th grader at Swainston Middle School. Next to her is Scott Allison. He is returning this year from being a finalist last year. He is a 7th grader at Greenspun Junior High School. Next to him is Victor Ramirez, also returning from last year's finals, and he is a 7th grader at St. Francis de Sales School. Then we have Chris Kramaric, also a returning competitor. 3 of our 7th graders are returnees this year. Chris is a 7th grader at Hyde Park Middle School. And then finally we have Candace Chun, and she is a 7th grader at Fremont Middle School. Let's have a nice hand for the 7th graders. And while you are moving off, let's have the 8th graders come up, please. So Julianne, you can lead them off. Now, while we're in the contest here, we will have the 7th and 8th graders not hanging around while the 6th graders are competing, because if the 6th graders do really well with their words, we're actually going to have to move them into 7th and 8th grade words before we find our champion. So we don't want them, of course, to have a break of hearing their words before they come up. Somehow, somebody mentioned to me at one time, that's unfair. Coming up next, we're going to have the 7th graders with another list of words, and we hope you'll stay with us for the Clark County Spelling Bee, coming up right after this timeout. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Clark County Spelling Bee. Tonight, our job in this 1-hour live telecast is to crown our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade champions for the Spelling Bee. The winners will go on to the state contest next month, and then our state winners will move on to Washington, D.C. for the National Spelling Bee coming up in May. So we have already decided who our 6th grade champion is. Now we've brought our 7th graders into the studio, and we've got a list of words for them. I'd like our first person, Julianne, to go ahead and come up to the podium. And we have our little routine, Julianne, where we ask you to give your name and what school you're from.
My name is Julianne Raquel, and I'm from Swinston Middle School.
All right, Julianne. Now, just take a deep breath, relax, and here is your word, all right? Your word is promise. Will you promise to write me a letter? Promise.
Promise. P-R-O-M-I-S-E. Promise.
Correct. Thank you. All right, Scott, if you'll introduce yourself, please.
My name is Scott Allison. I'm from Greenspun Junior High.
All right, Scott. Your word is pasture. The cows were grazing in the pasture. Pasture.
Pasture. P-A-S-T-U-R-E. Pasture.
Correct. And coming up, Victor Ramirez. Victor, introduce yourself and your school.
I'm Victor Ramirez from St. Francis de Sales School.
Okay, Victor, your word is camera. I took his picture with the camera. Camera.
Camera. C-A-M-E-R-A. Camera.
Correct. And now we have Chris. And Chris, your word. Before we do our word, I forget. We have to introduce ourselves. School, go ahead.
I'm Christopher Kamerick from Hyde Park Middle School.
All right, Christopher. Here we go. Your word is ocean. We heard the roar of the ocean in the seashell. Ocean.
Ocean. O-C-E-A-N. Ocean.
Correct. And now we have Candace, and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Candace Chen, and I'm from J.C. Fremont Middle School.
Excellent. Candace, now your word is yawn. We hope no one will yawn with boredom tonight.
Yawn. Yawn. Y-A-W-N. Yawn.
Correct. All right, well done. Once again, we've tried to use little simpler words just to get everybody's voice and knees working so we know we're going to make it through the rest of the program here. So, Julianne, you are next up as we now move into our serious words here, okay? Our first word for you is wizard. His goal was to be a wizard at math. Wizard.
Wizard. W-I-Z-A-R-D. Wizard.
Correct. Okay, Scott, your word is gondola. A gondola ride in Venice could be very romantic. Gondola.
Gondola. G-O-N-D-O-L-A. Gondola.
Correct. All right, Victor, the word is trauma. The young girl experienced great trauma when her cat ran away. Trauma.
Trauma. T-R-A-U-M-A. Trauma.
Correct. Okay, Chris, the word is emulate. A proverb tells us to emulate the industry of an ant. Emulate.
Emulate. E-M-U-L-A-T-E. Emulate.
Correct. And Candace, our word is fictitious. Mark Twain was the fictitious name used by the author. Fictitious.
Fictitious. F-I-C-T-I-O-U-S. Fictitious.
I'm sorry, Candace, that was incorrect, but let's give Candace a nice hand. We come back now to Julianne and ask you to come up as we continue with our words. Our word is onslaught. The child felt humiliated after the onslaught of criticism by his parent. Onslaught.
Onslaught. O-N-S-L-A-U-G-H-T.
Right. Very good. As she tentatively looks at the light. Scott, your word is proficiency. Her proficiency in French was quite remarkable. Proficiency.
Proficiency. P-R-O-F-I-C-I-E-N-C-Y.
And say your word again at the end. Remind everybody. That lets us know you are, in fact, through. Thanks, Scott. And correct, of course. All right, Victor. The word is sensibility. He was able to respond to the situation with great sensibility. Sensibility.
Sensibility. Sensibility. Sensibility.
Correct. All right, Chris. Our word is strychnine. Many people use strychnine to control rodents. Strychnine.
Could you please repeat the word?
Strychnine.
Strychnine. Stricknine. Strychnine.
I'm sorry, Chris, incorrect. But thank you very much for being here. Let's give Chris a nice hand. All right. Chris is from Hyde Park Middle School, and let's see. And Candace was from Fremont Middle School. We thank them both for being here. We are continuing now with Julie Ann. Julie Ann, your word is eulogize. It was appropriate for Americans to eulogize Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. after his assassination. Eulogize.
Eulogize. E-U-L-O-G-I-Z-E.
Say the word for us again. Don't forget to say the word for us again at the end. That lets them know that we can go ahead and tell you you were right. All right, Scott. The word is trekked. The herd of buffalo trekked across the plains in search for food. Trekked.
Could you repeat the word, please?
Trekked.
Okay, trekked. T-R-E-K-E-D, trekked.
I'm sorry, Scott, but thank you for being with us. All right, Victor, you're up, but Julianne, you come to the podium with him, if you will, please, because you guys are the final two here, and we're going to continue with Victor. I want to remind you, as well as our viewers at home, that at this point now the rules change. If one of you misses a word, the other one has a chance at the word and then would have to spell the next word correctly to win, and if you miss the next one, then it goes back and forth until we finally get to it. All right, Victor, your word is migraine. A cure to alleviate the pain of a migraine headache eludes doctors even today. Migraine.
Migraine. M-I-G-R-A-I-N-E. Migraine.
That is correct. All right, Julianne, your word. Why don't you step back just a step, let her in there in front of the microphone. Good. Your word is exemplary. The selection of poetry chosen by the class was exemplary.
Exemplary. E-X-E-M-P-L-A-R-Y. Exemplary.
Good. Well done. All right. Victor, back to you. Domicile. The family was unable to locate a new domicile to live in after the fire. Domicile.
Domicile. D-O-M-A-C-I-L-E. Domicile.
Sorry, that's incorrect, but hang around because we're going to give this word to Julianne. Julianne, we give you the same word. It is domicile. The family was unable to locate a new domicile after the fire. Domicile.
Domicile. D-O-M-I-C-L-E. Domicile.
Incorrect also, so you're both still alive. Victor, he didn't want to say it, but he went, phew. All right, Victor. He was real subtle about them. All right, Victor, here's your word. The word is calliope. The carnival signaled its grand opening by a blast on the calliope. Calliope.
Calliope. C-A-L-L-I-O-P-E. Calliope.
Correct. All right, Julianne. This word is sachet. She would place the sachet in her dresser drawer in order to make her sweaters smell nice. The word is sachet.
Could you repeat the word again, please?
Sachet.
Sachet. S-A-C-H-E. Sachet.
Incorrect. All right, let's try it here. Sachet is the word, Victor. She would place the sachet in her dresser so that the sweater smelled good. The word is sachet.
Sachet. S-A-S-H-A-Y. Sachet.
Incorrect. Sorry. Okay, now Julianne gets to say, phew, and we move on. The word is howitzer. The war veterans restored the old howitzer and put it on display. Howitzer.
Howitzer. Howitzer. Howitzer.
Correct. Victor. Acetylene. The use of acetylene, or acetylene, the use of acetylene is widely used in everything from illumination to paint removal. Acetylene.
Acetylene. A-C-E-T-Y-L-E-N-E. Acetylene.
I'm sorry, incorrect. Julianne, let's try this one. Julianne, the word is acetylene. The use of acetylene is widely used in everything from illumination to paint removal. Acetylene.
Acetylene. A-C-E-T-A-L-I-N-E. Acetylene.
Incorrect. You'll want to look at what the words are later, but right now, trust us on this. All right, Victor, let's try this. Chihuahua. She was able to spot the Chihuahua immediately because it is the smallest dog. Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. C-H-I-H-U-A. Chihuahua.
Right. Julianne, the word is thievish. His thievish habit of taking things got the boy in big trouble. Thievish.
Could you repeat the word again?
Thievish.
Thievish. T-H-E-V-I-S-H. Thievish.
Incorrect. Victor, let's try it here. The word is thievish. His thievish habit of taking things got the boy in big trouble. Thievish.
Thievish. T-H-I-E-V-I-S-H. Thievish.
Okay, and we heard that one correctly. Yeah, okay, good. You've got it correct. Now, this means you've got to spell the next word correctly in order to win the championship. So listen carefully. And all right. The word is scoliosis. The nurse checked the students' spines for signs of scoliosis. Scoliosis.
Scoliosis. S-C-O-L-I-O-S-I-S. Scoliosis.
And it's a green and it's a victory. All right. Both of you just step up to the podium there. That's fine. We want to thank Julianne for being a real strong competitor. Julianne, let's see, you are from Swainston Middle School, Julianne Raquel, and is a runner-up, so you'll be getting some goodies later as well. And Victor Ramirez from St. Francis de Sales School, congratulations to you. You guys get to relax now, and we're going to have you sit down and wait for the 8th graders to come in and see who's going to join this winning circle. And we will do that in just a moment. You're with the Clark County Spelling Bee, and we'll be right back with the 8th graders live tonight on Channel 10. Be right back. Back and ready to give out the goodies to our winners in the Clark County Spelling Bee. I'm Bob Amblad, your host for this evening, and it's been an exciting evening of good words. I hope you enjoyed trying your hand at them at home. I want to thank Mr. Larry Mason, president of the school board for the Clark County School District, for joining us as a judge, and he's going to help me pass out the plaques and awards to our winners. Now let's meet our 7th graders and bring a runner-up to us. And our runner-up is Julianne. Come on up here, Julianne. Julianne Raquel is a 7th grader at Swainston Middle School. You guys have been on double sessions, and you've been on year-round sessions, and you've just been hanging right in there, haven't you, with school? But you haven't forgotten your spelling, and you've done a pretty good job with that. Julianne, you're getting a $100 savings bond from the Las Vegas JCs, and we thank you very much. Maybe we'll see you next year again, okay? All right, Julianne, thank you. All right, now let's meet our 7th grade champion, and this is Victor Ramirez coming in. Victor, congratulations. You have a good cheering section here. A lot of people came with you. Victor is at St. Francis de Sales School. You guys managed to put a 6th, 7th, and 8th grader into the finals this year, didn't you? You're doing something right in the spelling department. We've got to hand it to you on that. You are going to pick up a $200 savings bond from the Nevada Power Company. So not only do they have electricity, They've got some bonds for you there. And you're also getting a $25 gift certificate for some music, and that's, again, courtesy of Jostens. And what was the winning word again that you won on?
Scoliosis.
Scoliosis. Not going to have any trouble remembering that in the future, right? No. Excellent. Wonderful job, and congratulations. Victor and Dinah, would you two come up here and join Aaron in the winner's circle? Just come up here and stand in between us. And we didn't rehearse that, so just bring your goodies and your loot up here, and we'll let the world take a look at you. Now, these three people are going to represent Clark County. Don't flash those in the camera eyes. They're going to get real upset with us. They're going to represent Clark County at the state finals coming up next month, and you guys will be competing against the winners from the other 16 counties or school districts. And it's everybody, it's open season now for them because they have got to compete against 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, so we don't know how it'll come out, but we wish you all very good luck. Let's give a nice hand to our three winners. Why don't you guys go ahead and go over and take a seat. Go ahead, Victor, and sit down. I want to thank our two judges, our other two judges, Josette Yeager and Jacob Dunn, for joining us here today. I want to thank the Spelling Bee Committee that helps us out. Those are Judy Ockensir, Phil Palucci, Cheryl Kazine, Jerry Amblad, and Jackie Carducci, and Jacques Ryland, because they have worked very hard putting all these words together for these students. I'm Bob Amblad. We thank you for being with us for the Clark County Spelling Bee tonight, and we hope you'll join us again next year when we'll do it live right here on Channel 10. Good night, everyone. See you next year.
This program was produced for broadcast by the Clark County School District.